So today we're looking at a new camera backpack from Endurax. Endurax? Does that sound right? Yeah, Endurax. And this is it right here. Ready? I can barely stand it completely upright because it's so big it almost actually hits my microphone, which is just out of shot. So we're going to take a look at this backpack, and I'm going to throw in a couple like little B-roll clips while we do it, because I'm going to actually take this out today and use it. I think that's kind of important. So we're going to give it a quick look, see what it's like, and I'm going to inject some B-roll into that, I think, as we go out today, and then we'll come back and give you a final thought. Yeah? Yeah, let's do that. All right, so let's take a look at this bag. First off, it's a big bag. So realize when they say it's an extra large bag, it's an extra large bag. So make sure you get the size of this. It's going to handle, I would think, pretty much anything you could possibly want to carry. And that even goes for those of us that may be thinking about possibly going away, even for an overnight trip or a little weekend getaway, possibly, depending on how big of a packer you are for this kind of stuff. But let's take a look at the bag first. And one of the first things which I kind of like and not everybody talks about is the fact that the majority of the little straps that you see, you'll see a strap up here and these straps here and straps here. A couple things. First, they have this rubber, which is really nice to get your finger in to give it a good pull, which is nice. Second is that it's yellow. And the fact is that this makes it really easy to see. So if you and I are out during the day or as it starts to get dark, having these little yellow ends on all the straps just makes everything super easy to see. All your straps here have them. Even where you can put your water bottle has this fluorescent, almost glow in the darkish. It's not glow in the dark, but has that kind of color, which makes it nice and easy for you and I to grab when we're looking for it. Since this bag has so many straps, being able to see a strap can be a nice feature versus when you and I are digging around for black on black. One of the big features that a lot of people talk about with this bag, which again, I agree, few things. There is this little strap on the top. So if you're walking around and you got a little jacket or you're dressed in layers and you want to take off a hoodie or your jacket or whatever it is, easily just throw this in here underneath this, cinch this up nice and tight, and you got something that's going to carry this. This is also, you guys can hear it, kind of a hard coating. Now this little hard coating protects this little area in here. It's not protecting necessarily very deep in here. It's primarily a little kind of case unto itself. So if you and I were to open this is the importance of seeing these glowy zippers. We open this up and this is a little case. Now for me, this could be really good because I have little portable cases that I bring with me that hold things like my action cams or my SD cards or extra batteries, and this can easily fit in here, which is going to protect those, which I think is really nice. And this kind of, again, just zips up and you're off to the races. Now, if you want to go even deeper, you'll see another pocket right here. And this pocket opens up, and hopefully you guys can see that. This pocket is what's going to open up so that you guys can have access to your physical camera. So your camera sits in here, face down, lens down. All of these, of course, are movable. Again, they got them in that yellow, which is really nice. Hard to see. I'll spin this around real quick. I don't want to talk about all the pockets because we could be here for 4 hours. There's another pocket back here that you can unzip. It's mesh, so it's breathable, which is really good. You'll notice this only comes down about this far, unless you undo these. So the other part about this is, since this is a rear opening bag, I kind of like the fact that this only comes down so far for quick access to your camera. But if you want more access, you have to kind of undo these buckles. And once this buckles undoes, now the zippers can come down further. You guys can't see me, but that's okay. Come down further, Now we're in here. We have a padded area here. This is big enough to throw like an iPad or anything like that in here. You have another pocket, which is mesh, so it can breathe. So if you have, let's say, some gloves or your wallet or anything like that, you can throw in there. This now comes down even further, which gains you access to your lenses and really kind of the camera portion of this bag. And this again would have no problems holding your camera and a couple lenses. And again, we don't need this one depending on how big your actual lens is that you have on your camera. Now inside here, I'll just pull this out a little bit. So this is gonna be your rain poncho for the camera bag. It will be able to, I would think, sustain a slight drizzle, but if you're gonna get into a good downpour, you'd wanna stop, put this on, cover your bag, give it that rain protection that you and I need to protect our gear, especially if we have gear that doesn't have any kind of weather sealing to it. So that's really cool as well. And again, we just zip these up when we're done. Rock and roll. Now, a few other things that I like on here is that it does have a little tripod area. So if you want to put your tripod on the side, you can. It does have this cool little flip out pouch. I thought at first this is where the rain covering was going to go, but it's not. You actually pull this out. It's got a Velcro on there. You can hear it. And this will pull out, and now you can put your foot of your tripod in there. So when you're carrying your tripod, this is gonna mount right in here. And when you don't have a tripod, you tuck that back in and you're good, right? Tripod there. Should be able to put a nice good sized tripod on. And if you're not carrying a tripod, you can easily carry a water bottle or something like that in here, or just whatever. It's a nice little airy pouch, which is cool. Now, if you don't want to put tripods on the side, because some people don't, you can, if you feel like it, throw a tripod this way across here. And the other thing that you can do, depending on if you're like a hybrid shooter, like myself that does video and photos, one of the things that I found that you can do is you could put tripod across here, and you could put down this side. If you had a nice, fairly good size one, you could easily put like a gimbal. So for those that are shooting time lapses or video and you need to bring your gimbal with you, plus you want your tripod, you're rocking and rolling. You're good to go. Now in this one here, you do have that ability to put, and it's just a small pouch. You have that ability just to throw your wallet, right? Something like that in there, which is cool. Inside here, there's so many pockets all over the place. Things to put your pens, of course, and to put memory cards or batteries or whatnot. On the side, for those that are traveling, you do have a little ID area. So if you are traveling somewhere and you want to be able to put, hey, if this is lost or who owns this or whatever, you can put that in there, which I appreciate. Looking at the back of this, really nice padding. So you should be able to wear this all day with no issues. And the other thing that I like, which I've started to see a lot of camera backpacks, which are pretty expensive camera backpacks actually. This one has, of course, a chest strap, which is great, but it has a belt strap, which is even better. This one you can wrap around your waist, which is fantastic. I've seen this piece just being missed completely on so many backpacks, and I don't know why they're not putting them here, because once you're carrying a day worth of camera gear, especially if you got 1 or 2 camera bodies, 2, 3, 4 lenses, maybe you got your laptop in here, having that extra waist support as well as the chest support, of course, super important. Now, what's also cool about the belt is that it actually has pockets on it as well. So you could put extra batteries in here or SD cards so that when you're wearing this around and maybe you're like, you know what, I have one camera, I have a couple lenses, but 95% of the time I shoot with lens A, then you may not want to have to take your backpack off every time you want to change SD cards or get a new battery. So you just throw them in here, easy access. The backpack doesn't even have to come off. And there's a little zipper pouch on both sides. So that's a complete win. You also get a little strap with little carabiners on it so that you can attach, well, whatever. You know, whatever you want to be able to attach onto this. Could be a water bottle, could be, I don't know, whatever. But you get one on both sides. So again, super cool. Little things that you never think of, and you're like, well, that's smart. It's really smart. And even on, we talked about the one side, but that little straps on the side, there's straps on both. So you really get that option to just have all kinds of stuff. Again, you can put a coat on one side if you want. The other thing that's really nice, and it's just little, is it does have some good feet. So this is gonna allow it, even on rough terrain or uneven ground or even level ground, I've seen so many backpacks just fall over. So this is gonna help it, again, take that wear and tear off the actual material, get it up off the ground a little bit, but just level it out so it has the extra durability on the bottom, which is super nice, super nice. Now, the last thing that I want to show you guys, because I think it's really important, is I talked about this being possibly like an overnight bag or even maybe a weekend bag, depending on how much gear you actually need or how much clothing you need. Because if we open up this is where I think this bag, I really like it actually, because we'll open this up. Again, yellow pull tabs, super good. We get a little bag. Now, a couple things. You could be on a trip. For instance, myself and the family, we like to go on little road trips. So this could carry all my camera gear. But when I'm at the location, I don't necessarily want to bring all this. So I can just take this and put the camera stuff that I want in it, and I'm good to go. So maybe I just want one camera and one lens and a couple little extra cards. I'm like, yeah, I'll just take this, leave this in the car or leave this at the hotel or whatever. Now inside here, you'll see this is just a big empty space, and it does come with some extra dividers. So if you want to put more camera gear in here, you can have at it. It's up to you. But the other thing is that maybe where I'm going, I don't necessarily need this. And instead of me bringing 2 big bags, I could fill this up with like a couple extra t-shirts or some socks or some pants or underwear or shorts or whatever. And this could easily be enough space for you and I to be able to carry a night's worth of extra clothes or a weekend's worth of extra clothes. Again, depending on how much stuff I'm not judging. If you need a bag like this for your overnight stuff, hey, you be you, it's all good. But for me, this would be plenty. That would be enough for me to go for a weekend without question. Plus all my camera gear, my drone, whatever. It's perfect for that. I really do like this for that aspect. And again, having this, it even comes, look at that, with like a little belt. So you get a shoulder strap, you get a belt. This fits in here. You could literally be like, I'm going to a hotel, so let's fill this up with our clothes. When we get there, I'll empty this, and then I will fill it with camera gear while we're traveling. So smart. I think it's a fantastic thing. Now, here's the kicker. It's like $150 Canadian. I don't even know what that comes in at US prices. It's got to be less. 150 bucks Canadian. I think this bag here, one of the best little camera bags, travel bags for those creators out there, for those photographers, videographers, anybody that's got a good amount of gear. Be aware though, this is the thing you have to realize. With a bag that's really large, it has the ability to be filled. You can fill this bag, and that's great. But it also comes with the fact that this bag will become really heavy, because if I'm carrying a 15 or 16 inch laptop, I'm carrying an iPad, I'm carrying a couple camera bodies, I'm carrying a couple lenses, etc. All of a sudden, this, which is fantastic for someone like myself, becomes pretty heavy. And you could have a gimbal and a tripod, and you throw your coat on there. So just be aware, with the ability to carry a lot of stuff, we also have to have the ability to carry a lot of stuff. So just kind of keep that in mind when you're buying a big backpack like this. I love it. This could easily become one of my favorite backpacks that I have, and I have a lot. So you guys hopefully had the opportunity to see some of the footage that my daughter and I shot today while we were out taking some pictures. We just went for a nice little walk. I figured I'd bring my tripod, brought a couple cameras. She was actually using the little pouch right here for her, just one camera. I was carrying all the extra batteries and things like that for both of us. It was all good. Perfect little bag. And maybe even if there's 2 of you, like we were today, great addition. Nothing wrong with it. Super good. All right, my friends, I'm gonna put links down below to this bag, because I think, for $150, it is tough to beat. And I'm gonna leave you there. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Endurax. This is the extra large. Oh yeah, extra large. All right, my friends, we'll see you tomorrow. Later.